Wasteland! And welcome to this, the first episode of Crash Courses. In this episode we'll be looking at removing bikes from their bases and putting them on a nice clear acrylic. But before anything else, we need to get this done right now. We're sorting this out once and for all. Do you put cars on bases or do you leave them with nice spinning wheels? I hear this question every single day. Every single day someone's asking, do you glue your car to a base or do you just let it run? Look, it's real simple. If the wheels don't turn, it's not a toy. Now, I'm not naming names, Robert Sinatra. I'm not naming names, Geeky Muck Basement. But at the end of the day, there's only one thing important about playing with toy cars. If the wheels don't move, it's not a real toy. Alright? Every single day I have to go through this with at least one person. Look, that's a car. That is a model stuck to a base. They're two very different things. Some games you can use them together. Notice how this one's difficult to push around the table. Anyway, what are we looking at today? Well, I thought it was about time I would take my varied little bikers and put them on some nice new bases. So this was the first ever biker I made back in 2015-16. As I've said before, I used a World War II German biker kit with a little medieval peasant body and a little Russian machine gun arm. But he's not the only one I've made, and that's not the only option. One of the options out there that a lot of people don't look at is, surprisingly enough, micro machines, right? Micro machine bikes are the right size for this scale. They're the size of micro machine cars, which are ideal bike size for Hot Wheels and Matchbox toy cars. You look at Hot Wheels toy bikes or Matchbox bikes and they're enormous. They're the size of a car. They're the size of an ice cream van. Whereas these, for whatever reason, are the perfect size to stick a little 1/72 scale or 1/64 or what have you. Just stick them on there and away you go. And you can see they size up really nicely next to a Hot Wheels toy car. But what else? Well, everyone's heard of Ramshackle Games, everyone's heard of the line of 20mm bikers and car parts that Curtis makes, and the level of detail is fantastic. But the main problem, besides being made of resin and it's a bit brittle, is that they are quite small. Now, I don't mind that at all. Like the car world, no two cars are the same size and shape and weight. You get bikes that are more like crotch rockets or bicycles with engines attached. So you can have that smaller scale. But another popular alternative are the biker range from the Devil's Run guys over at Wordforge Games. The detail is brilliant, the quality is brilliant. However, the casting sometimes is a roll of the dice. I was a bit unfortunate. I got one, this guy here with the mohawk, which is a lovely Mad Max reference. The front wheel is miscast and the rear wheel, it's just, I mean, it's fixable, but you shouldn't have to, you know. But you can see here, brilliant size, brilliant scale and detail for what they are compared to alternatives. These are ready to go straight out of the bag. And they're loaded with character, absolutely loaded. And they do a whole massive variety of them as well. You get them in the starter set, as an example. You get these two wonderful teams. You get Hall's Angels, a sort of biking police gang. Oh, no, sorry. You get law enforcement action. You get Hall's Angels, a wonderful Hell's Angels spoof. In this case, you've got a rather nice heavy-duty trike with a rear-mounted flamer. So you might ask yourself, where can we get this clear acrylic to make these bases? Well, Devil's Run, the Wordforge guys, they do some nice base kits, but at most you can get 6 biker bases for £5. So I had a look at Evil Bay, And there's a company there who called Fluid 3D Workshop who do these rather nice acrylic bases, but in packs of 24. So I purchased some, and here they are. Nice, skull face on the back of the bag, always a good sign. So ripping this open, let's just check the contents. So what do you get? You get a whole mess of acrylic, and you get, well, what you ordered. And yes, that certainly looks like 24 2mm 50 by 25mm bases. At first I was thinking, these are a bit big, aren't they? Are these a bit too large? Is this not gonna work? But they are smaller than a car. They're smaller than the footprint. The plastic on the back comes off nicely. That's really quick and simple. And as you can see, they're crystal clear all the way through. Cleaning them up, again, all you need is a craft knife and maybe a file just to get that nice smooth finish to the front and back of the bases. Do that a few times, and before you know it, we're ready to go. Now, I'm not going to be gluing every single bike model I own, only the ones that I've finished painting, because you want to get all that done first. You don't want to be trying to paint something on a lovely pristine base that you don't want any paint or clear coat on. You want to get all those steps done right now. So simply cut it off, bit of glue, front and back, and stick it on. It's as simple as that. Sounds really daft, right? You'd have thought it would be something far more difficult, but no, you cut the bike off the base that you painted it on, and then you just stick that straight onto the clear acrylic. Now, I like to mess up in my videos, apparently, because I'm an interesting individual. So let's get the count going again, and there it goes. Yeah, so I've kept that base to one side just while I do these others, so at the end you can see one of the risks that you get when you do glue straight onto the acrylic base. I mean, there's no real need to pin or anything like that, just glue the model on, just glue everything together. There's no need to struggle with any of this. It's real simple stuff. Just stick it on. Same for the Devil's Run stuff, just snap it off the base, get that chucked to one side. And I'll say this, the base was just a piece of Plasticard I had lying around. They don't actually, none of this stuff supplies you with bases, with the exception of the Airfix kits with like the German World War II bikers. But you can see already it's lovely having that uniform look, and here we are, and don't they look fantastic? Look at that. Here you can see, like I say, the effect of the glue when it's being agitated. But I think overall, if you look past the misting, this is a great product and a great way to deal with your bikes, but not your cars. Cars need to have wheels that move. Bikes, on the other hand, if you put them on the table, they just fall straight over. Trikes are kind of an exception. So thanks again to Fluid 3D Workshop, and you never know, maybe I'll buy some more bases from you in future. Thanks again for watching Wasteland. This has been our first crash course, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. 6 bike bases in there, so I thought, why not try? Don't you meow at me while I'm trying to record. You're going into this video. I'm going to put you at the end of this video. People will go, that's that bloody cat.